I say busy with the work.
Yeah. I'm in Brisbane and I've landed a couple of deals in Singapore, or one in Singapore. It's like this short stay accommodation, and they get a lot of Chinese students to stay in Singapore
Ah,
while there's
okay. Okay.
got like 10,000 listings, Eugene, and they've got rooms. So in each apartment, you could have 5 or 6 rooms that the landlord is renting out. And so they've got a very messy system in terms of how the listings come in: WhatsApp, Word, Excel, PDF, and I'm helping them just to organize everything and create a net table and get some automations and
Actually, that's interesting because we are about to launch the ads. I was sharing on my YouTube that, so there was like a Quimple, which is the agency, and the 1Prompt. So even though like the 1Prompt is more like about the licensing, we're also like building, like integrating these systems ourselves. So the majority, as you probably know, like majority, 50% of the clients come from the cold emails and 50 from the content and partnerships. So we already tested ads, but we're gonna launch them again with, pretty good budgets, about like $200 a day. And we are thinking to like focus on a few niches only, of course, because there's like a call out saying, hey, and one of them, and I would say we haven't decided yet, is the short-term accommodation companies. Because as you're saying, like this crazy. It's easy call out and it's easy offer. So because they have so many like things going on. How did you land them? Like where did you find them?
so I landed it through a contact who I worked with when I used to work in anti-money laundering and financial crime.
Mhm.
And he has his own consultancy in the Netherlands and he lives in Singapore. And so his wife and her friend are real estate agents and they're running this short stay accommodation center. They're doing well, man, but far out, man.
Ten
They're
thousand. Yeah, 10,000. That's a lot.
dude, it is a lot. And the photos, when they get the photos, they're not even organized. So I'm even thinking I'm going to use computer vision to read whether a photo is a freaking bedroom, is it a kitchen, is it a
Yeah.
bathroom? And you know what the hardest thing is that they can't, their website doesn't run in China because of the great Chinese firewall.
Firewall.
So
Yeah.
no Google products, man. Can't use Google Drive, can't use OneDrive for any cloud services. I've got to use Tencent, which is not as easy as I thought to build automations into because it's got very little integration.
Wait, 10
Uh,
cents. This is that's a
Tencent,
company.
it's a Chinese cloud service. It's one of the biggest
Ah,
companies,
okay, okay, okay.
but it's like enterprise level, man. It's not even something you and I would use. It's just it's beyond what I think I will never need. But they need to use these non AI friendly integration tools because Chinese firewall doesn't allow anything to go past. So it's a tough one. I definitely underpriced it by freaking
How
threefold,
much you
but
charge? Tell me. How much you charge?
mate, it's embarrassing. I charged $10,000 for it, and freaking it's
Okay.
like 12
But
weeks
didn't
worth of
you wait? But when you said the price, didn't you know about the scale of the company, or like why? Or you were scared to close them?
no. I gave them a big discount of about 20% because the husband is a
Yeah,
good
yeah.
colleague. So I dropped it from 15 to 10. Uh, I didn't, after I scoped it, I didn't realize how much stuff the firewall is going to block. I didn't
Yeah,
realize it
that's
was going to
crazy.
block.
I can picture it. Like that's crazy.
I didn't anticipate that. I anticipated the workload and the automations. I thought, okay, I'll use N8N. I'll use Make. I'll think of something. I'll make it work. But anything I touched, blocked. So I said to them, guys, I can't do this for 10 grand. I said, it's not going to work. So I scaled down the scope. I gave them a bit of a discount because I said, I'm not going to do all this integration with Tencent. You're going to have to think of a way of doing it. Or we do it in phase two. So phase one, let's just get all your listings in their table. Let's get all the data clean and enriched. Let's get it on the website. And then we'll figure out a way to get, you know, past the firewalls and stuff. So that's what they agreed. I gave them an option. Here's your refund,
Yeah.
because I know I've let you down a little bit because the scope has changed, but refund, or I'm happy to do it, but I'll do less, but I'll charge you a little bit less. And they didn't even blink. They didn't even argue about refund. They just said, keep going. So I was like, okay,
And
they trust me.
is it so this agent, so the conversational agent will be based on the WhatsApp you primarily?
Yeah, so they want a few things. So the listings is one thing, right? Get it on the website. Then they're getting inundated with calls about open viewings, right?
Yeah.
And so they're doing it in blocks, Eugene, which makes sense. You know, apartment building, this one is open for this weekend, because they can't go around all of Singapore, right? It's impossible.
Yeah.
So they want a chat agent, not a chat agent, it's a chat bot. They want a chat bot that will use their so work on their website, WhatsApp, and WeChat. And I
WeChat.
think you saw I posted a
Yeah, I
couple of.
remember. Yeah, this is why you were asking about the WeChat. I remember that. Oh, okay. I got it. So did you figure this out? So what
No,
you're
I
thinking?
haven't solved it. So once again, I said to them, it's going to be a best effort scenario for WeChat integration. It might be phase two, but I'm still looking into getting some of the sort of manual HTTP APIs, or maybe like a bridge in the middle. I looked at what you sent me, because you sent me a couple of platforms,
Yeah.
but I've yet to really test them fully. So yeah, yet to crack that.
I mean, they are, yeah. So especially what was it? I forgot which one was it, but super chat. Yeah, they didn't have the. I checked it. They didn't have the WeChat, but the other one does. But again, so they're not that robust. So I would question like their reliability, especially when it comes to
Yeah.
like that many inquiries.
And you know what they said to me? They said, Bart, they said, we get so many inquiries from China that they are spending hours a day just sending them photos of apartments and rooms, because everyone in China uses WeChat. They don't really use
Yeah,
WhatsApp a lot.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Probably.
I'm surprised by how little integration there is with those Chinese platforms, I've got to say.
It's on English. I probably there are so many on the in China, like on like internally, they probably have like their own N8N and make platforms. Like look at the DeepSeek, like that broke the internet.
I'm absolutely sure you're absolutely correct, but it's probably not in English. And I didn't speak Mandarin, so I can't really help them with that. You know, it's got to have some sort of English infrastructure. So
Okay.
I guess what this has taught me, it's a great project, but what it's taught me is scope scope it out, man, to the max. Like, look at every possible thing that could go wrong. Is it a firewall? Is it a country that's politically different that's going to have restrictions on what you can do? And number two, um, yeah, just really price it a little bit better, because I'm now doing a lot of work. I don't mind because I'm learning and they're paying me to learn. That's how I'm trying to explain it to myself. But yeah, man, it's a learning curve.
Yeah, right. Anyways, so let me ask you a few questions for the sake of the interview.
Yeah,
Um,
let's do it.
So, what was the first one? So, yeah, I think you're like you gave me some background regarding yourself, but I would just I would also be curious if you can give me an update. So, what are you focusing on in terms of are you like more because when it comes to right now the space you need to niche down. This is what we talked about, but you can either niche down on the service side, right? So like the sales systems, the conversational agents and stuff, or the niche side. Am I correct? Like you're probably choosing becoming like a master in the system and multiplying it to multiple niches, or what's your idea behind it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, I am only honestly, I started 12 months ago, but really it took me 6 months to figure out what the hell I'm even doing. So I've really only been doing this at 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for 6 months. So I'm only now beginning to understand the journey that you must have been on when you started, right?
Yeah.
I am liking the automations a lot. a lot more than voice agents and chat bots. I like the automations, and I like the idea of building SaaS and agents you with automations, if that makes sense, rather than the other things that are out there. But once again, I have to learn replies, and if I want to do a bit of vibe coding, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but that's the way I can see myself going. But I want to find an industry, Eugene, where I can just really become a master. And maybe this is it. Maybe short stay accommodation is where it is because these people don't have a tech background.
Yeah, you will
They
have
couldn't
like
sell it.
such an amazing case study. Like, yeah, when you're gonna make it for sure. And I
I
can
look,
picture. So, like, this is what we're gonna like. Spoiler alert. This is what we're gonna use, depending on the niche that I'm gonna focus eventually, because we have a few options. So the short recommendation is the first one. There are coaches is the second one, and there are like coaches in e-learning and health and wellness companies in general. So either the e-com or the else learning. So, and there are a lot of things that you can do with the creative, because again, I'm kind of scaling up right now and trying to explore the paid ads approach. And what we already found that it is going to work is like it's very simple. What you can do is like short term accommodation company, literally. It's going to be the call out. So this company was managing, 10,000 listings and getting 500 messages per hour, like per day from their tenants. We did this. Now they spend zero time. Click link, click below and learn more.
I love
This is
it.
what I picture, like it's gonna be, $50, $100 per call, and it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, probably this is a
Look, I
really
mean,
good.
maybe we can do something. Maybe I can share with you how it ends up. I mean, there's lots more companies like this, Eugene, that does this in Singapore. This is just one. If I can do this for them, why not for others?
Yeah, yeah. And plus, I think the thing with this type of the companies is that because they're international, same thing with travel agencies, same thing with the, by the way, e-learning companies. Because with the international companies, there are like language barriers sometimes. E-learning is a bit different because like you provide learning on a certain language, so they should speak this language. But yeah, so this kind of multilingual approach for the agent is good. Anyways, so okay, and when so when originally you stumbled upon my content, or the YouTube, was it like?
So when I said last July is when I literally just said I'm going to go into AI, and I didn't know what I was doing from day one. I thought I knew a little bit. I knew nothing about nothing. And honestly, like I said, it took me about 6 months to really understand what it's all about. I found you, it would have been November, December, when I was learning voice flow,
Yeah.
and I was learning a little bit about building some voice agents, which I ended up, not voice agents, but chat bots, which I ended up building for my first client. It was an accounting firm. She wanted to pre-qualify leads. And so I stumbled upon you by looking at some of the tutorials you had. And then I went to your YouTube channel and I started watching what you were doing there. And I thought to myself, you're great. You speak honestly. You're genuine. Someone I trust. I'm going to learn. I'm going to follow you, and that's the journey I've been on.
So and then you joined the. So originally we were hosted on the Discord on the. So you joined the boot camp, and then there's like you joined the 1Prompt. So again, for the sake of the review, would love to hear your thoughts. What are, because the goal behind the 1Prompt was to productize the system, that you can resell. And of course, for example, for this type of the accommodation client, it's kind of harder because they have their own specifics, and especially that you cannot like host everything yourselves. But would just kind of would want to know your perspective on the 1Prompt for your future, plus just in general, like for the product, for the service productization, let's call it that way.
Sure,
So
sure,
yeah.
sure. So I came across a number. So I actually made a conscious decision to look at a number of school communities, and I wanted to find the one which I thought would be the best fit for me. Now, I know personally that my skill set is more stronger in the sales and the marketing side of a business rather than the technical side of especially AI and building all the solutions.
Yeah.
So I joined 1Prompt because I wasn't initially, I would say, drawn to the six built solutions, but I was drawn more to the community and learning. And the fact that it's got those six great solutions just is a bonus because I can see how I can quickly pick something off the shelf, tailor it, and then give it to my clients. So definitely it's been great. I mean, what I really love the most is how quickly you respond, how quickly you provide feedback. You record videos every now and then to provide an answer, and it's just great knowing that someone like you is literally a message away from helping me. So that's what I'm getting the most out of it: building the engagement, the network, the community, learning as well, plus the benefit of the six solutions.
Yeah. And we already have like what, 12 or 10. Again, I respect that. Like, thank you. That was the goal. Even though when people say community, it triggers me a lot because like, I never say that it's a community. I'm never trying to position it as a community, but we have like a community, obviously. So like there are people and I'm there. It's just, just the perception maybe of the communities right now in the AI space that are like getting popular, and like people are trying to charge money for the sake of the community, just the community. Communities are great, like in general, but uh, whatever.
Look,
Okay.
communities are okay, but this what you've built is great because yeah, a community is good, but it's got to have a leader. It's got to have someone who can come in and actually give answers. And I can imagine you are swamped with the amount of queries that you probably get day in, day out, right? Some more complicated than others. I don't know, but certainly, yeah. Look, the fact that you're so quick to reply is really what makes a difference as well. Because some communities don't do that as well.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so the review review part is done. I would also want to like personally know, is it so how is it like you, or you have like someone you hired like a VA developer, maybe developer full time? What are your thoughts on that? What's the plan?
Yeah, I definitely want to go in that direction because my day is spent learning a lot of the technical details, which isn't my key strengths.
Yeah.
I can see that I could be much better placed in creating the leads, generating the leads, bringing in the business, being the front face of the business, but I can't split myself in two and spend 70% of the time on the tools learning the technical stuff. It'll go too slow. So yes, the short answer is I am looking for someone. I have partnered up with someone on the law firm business that you may recall he helped me with a bit of advice on in terms of building that sort of VoIP where we record all their conversations and all that sort of stuff. So I've partnered with someone, but it's a partnership. It's not really
Yeah. Yeah, of
here,
course.
mate, here's 20%, you build it. It's more like a 50-50 partnership. But I did it because I didn't have everything in my toolkit to do it myself.
Okay. Yeah, see, because I would really highly suggest you, like, because if you think about this, like, you're already at the stage when you're charging the people, like, the company's money, so you're making the money. And I'm literally telling this everyone. You already need to have probably someone full time, part time, but I would say like full time, that you're paying up to $1,000 a month, not that much, right? That is actually, building and learning the things. Now, so of course, it's easier said than done, but the idea behind it is that, so for example, I work with the HR manager. So he's from, he's finding guys from the India, Pakistan, Philippines. Um, and yeah, I mean, because the barrier of entry in the niche is very low in the automations. A lot of people can learn automation, but they cannot sell. And your advantage is that you can sell and you can build a business around it. So there is no point of not doing that. I'll probably share the HR manager with you, right, on the WhatsApp. You can write him. But the thing is that I'm sharing them, I have two with everyone, and they're out of contacts already because they have a lot of the contacts of the people from the development standpoint, right? And this is where you would need to invest your, I would say, time and money. This is it's just a risk, of course, as any business, as hiring in general, because you will probably, if we're talking about this type of the numbers, about $1,000, you would probably get someone that has a development background, right? So JavaScript, Python, whatever, and maybe already played around with different tools, right? So make edit and whatever, but you will not find the guys that are proficient in edit and or make, because right now all of them want to build their agencies. They will fail in 1 or 2 years and become developers, but but right now it's harder to find them because again, that's crazy how many times it happened. So I'm reaching out to the guy, some I found whatever, in voicelo community, saw there or making the post, and I'm like, hey, looking for a full-time guy for this, and they're a partnership, let's build an agency together. I'm like, bro, you're not selling anything. You can't do any. Why? Take the money, learn, and move. Whatever, they're thinking differently. So I would highly suggest you to find someone. It's more about the personality. Find someone who is technical, who has this, who has the idea of no code tools and the prompting. Give them access to the 1Prompt, to all the courses, and make them learn. So make them learn the high level, make them learn N8N. You will spend the month. And if you're scaling, I would really probably go to the route where you can hire two at the same time. You're going to spend, okay. So again, first month could be a testing. You're going to spend $1,500, $1,500 on two for 1 month. In 1 month, you will check back with them every few days. This is the task manager, whatever. They will learn. You will see how everything goes. And then you picture, even if you have one eventually or two developers, you're paying them $2,000 a month, but you're not for both, but you're not focusing on development. It's just it's a no-brainer, I think.
That would be huge, man. Where do I find someone like this? That I don't know. I've tried on Fiverr. That is freaking a
No,
waste
fuck
of time.
Fiverr. No, Fiverr, no Upwork, because again, these are freelancers. You need people who are looking for the job. By the way, as a side note, there's so many things within the space. I was really at one point I was really seriously considering the HR company around AI. I'm not sure who's gonna hear this, but I think this opportunity is fucking huge. Because you're saying what? And if I tell you, hey, I will find a candidate for you for $500, you'll probably pay me $500. So it's because it's harder to find them, and because I have the reach with the people. So I'm really thinking about it. But for now, no Upwork, no. I would say two options. I will send you the link to my HR manager. Okay, write him a message, say, hey, I'm looking for a developer, no code, low code, but with development background. He will send you resumes. Just check. Again, they will not have just check and see what they're up to. And yeah, just talk. Just talk. Again, they will not have experience with the no-code tools, but with the N8N specifically in depth. So, but you would need to make them kind of learn that. And then try LinkedIn. So on the LinkedIn, search for HR managers. HR, because again, I feel with the HR, it's much better because they have base of people that are looking for, part-time or full-time job, not necessarily freelancers. Plus, they can give you this type of the peace of mind when they're signing the contract with this person, and like you're not handling that part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good,
this
good.
yeah, this is your future for sure.
Listen, I've got to be honest with you. I was told by someone who's been in this business for, he's a data scientist. I met him through VoiceFlow. He works in Canada. His business is called uh, Better AI or Better with AI. Um, this guy's a data scientist. He's a quantum physics man. Like this guy is very, very smart,
That's crazy.
man. Anyway, I got talking to him. He was looking for a Bart that was doing something else. He confused me with another Bart. We got talking, and he's become sort of like a bit of a mentor to me because we touch base. Anyway, long story cut short, he told me this. He said to me that he thinks that I have been able to figure out what to sell and how to sell. And he was saying to me what you sort of said. Focus on that because he said that things like automations are going to be more like a commodity
Yeah.
soon, right? There's not going to be that much differentiation with who builds what. But being able to give to a client, this is how you need to, this is what you need, is actually more valuable than here's an automation because anyone can build an automation. So his point was, if I have the skill set to know what to sell and how, I can always find someone to build the stuff for me.
Yes, I would agree with that on 70%. Of course, there are nuances where. So the thing is that this is like, for example, this is where the inefficiency is, and this is why you have advantage of like being within the 1Prompt, is that because if you think about like a really good what you're explaining, right? So picture like something like that, complex system, because this is like a very similar of what we're building throughout like our like already pre-built agents, but it's just on the in the different like market. But the thing is that if to find someone like that to execute, it's for now, I would say yes, in the next like 1 or 2 years it's going to be harder, and these guys will be like freelancers, and as you're saying, like partnership, they're going to explore that nature. So, or you would need to pay them a lot to be inside your company. So that is why when you have something product that you're like reselling to a lot of people, and when you have like education materials about it or like already structured process, you can get like, again, yes, so you would need to, and this is my approach. I lost a lot of money on that in time, but I feel like it's paying off where you're finding a B players, not as like, people say, higher A plus players. Maybe that's why I'm not at the $1 million a month yet, but I'm hiring B players and I'm helping them to learn or like teaching them. So like growing, and of course you're risking for them to leave, of course, yeah. So, but I would say this could be the approach, but you should definitely focus on selling for sure.
I definitely need help in their technical department. I'll give you another example. There's a company that approached me because I know the lady on a personal level. She works in oil and gas, Eugene, and she's been consulting, in Australia, I think, and in Asia. She has an idea to build. It's almost like a sort of, it's almost like a support agent where if you work for an oil and gas company and if a piece of equipment breaks down and it needs a maintenance, you can't just call up a contractor to come on and fix it. You need to create what's called a work pack or job pack, which is
Mm-hmm.
essentially a list of all the compliance for that piece of equipment, technical drawings, policies, procedures, permissions, permits. Then that whole job pack has to be approved by a supervisor. And if you have used an old version of a policy or the technical diagram is not correct, it gets rejected. It takes one operator, she told me, 2 to 4 hours per day to create one job pack. And the rejection rate is like 70%. So they have to go back and fix it. So her idea is, Bart, can you help me build an MVP of this solution where the inputs are all the documents and the permits and whatever, AI in the middle to do the thinking of this is a correct document, this is out of date, blah blah blah, and the output being a job pack that can then go to supervisor and get a 90 to 95% pass rate. And her thinking is build the MVP, give it, partner up with a small oil and gas company in Australia, give them free access, and use them as the vehicle for using it in production and learning and scaling it.
This thing can cost like 100 grand for sure.
100 easily. She was quoted $500,000 to build the software.
So it seems like it's not. It all will be depend on the documents. Like if the documents are, because like the problem right now with the document recognition with OCR is that it's like when there are like patterns or like images or like but if it's the text, I mean it's not problem because yeah, interesting. That's the interesting use case. And you can, I feel like when you're and you like will license it to these companies for like 100 grand a year, and like build a 8-figure empire like 2 years.
Well,
That's crazy.
she said to me, "Do I want to partner up with her?" So I don't know what that means. I've signed an NDA, and I'm going to Poland on Tuesday, and I'm going to be there for 5 weeks because my wife has booked a holiday, and I said to her, "Man, this is the worst timing. I've got all this stuff I've got to do, and I'm going to Poland." So
Right.
anyway, so I'm going to think about it, and look, I know that I don't have the at the moment the skill set to build that for her, even an MVP. It's going to take me a long time. So at some stage, I'm going to have to open this up to someone else, who knows what they're doing. So anyway, but the point is, this is a sort of leads I'm beginning to generate, Eugene, and I can't do that and build the stuff because I'm just getting torn in two, and only so much I can do. But anyway, but I like your
Okay.
idea. I definitely need someone on the technical side.
Okay. Let's chat in the DMs on that. We'll try to help you on that side. And I appreciate you, right? So I appreciate you um sharing everything, the journey. And
Listen, I'm always
yeah.
happy to chat because if I can help you and help, the people in the community. I mean, I haven't been posting recently, but I'm going to get back into it as well. So,
Okay.
it's all about helping each other, man. And I believe in karma. And I think you saw my comment to one of your YouTube videos when you said, why am I not getting all these views? I'm sharing all this stuff.
Yeah. I saw that. I remember that. Yeah, that's
And I thought,
smart.
man, it's just a number, man. Like, like there's more to it than that. But anyway, I was going to quickly ask you, you're going to be
Go
in
ahead.
Europe in a couple of weeks, in a few weeks?
I will be in Europe end of July.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Will you be in Europe?
I'm back 8th of July, back here in Australia, 8th of July. So when you
I'm
come,
telling you, I am going to Australia, like for 1 billion%. Like I will go there with alligators and snakes and spiders for sure. Like for sure. I mean, because yeah, the other thing is like flight, like is what like 15 hours long, or what is it from Europe?
uh, where are you flying from?
From like Austria or something like.
Yeah, from Austria, it's like
Yeah.
24 hours.
Jesus.
Because you have to fly about
My
7 hours
God.
to Qatar, from Austria to Qatar, the Middle East, that's about 7 hours.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh my God. Okay.
and then from Qatar, you got to fly 14 hours to get to Melbourne, Sydney, or it's a big country, man. Like you'll be flying when you fly across the coast of Australia, where it starts at the top, you'll be flying for like 5 hours just over the
No
country,
way. No
just to get
way.
to Melbourne or Sydney. It's
I
amazing.
would. Is like I thought for some reason I needed to probably study geography better in school. But I thought because it doesn't look. I know that the maps that we like are not good representation of the size, but like 5 hours, that's a lot. That's
It's huge.
bigger than
I saw,
you.
I saw a funny postcard, and I wanted to share it with you if I find an image. You have the map of Europe, right? And you've got a map of Australia that sort of outlines, and it sits across like, man, 80% of Europe. It's insane.
Jesus.
But hey, man, if you come over,
Yeah,
I'd love to show you, man. Like, I
I
haven't
will.
had a steak for a few weeks now, so it's been good, you know.
I will. I will. Okay, man. Thanks for sharing. We'll be in touch, and you have great. Again, what's the time? Rest of the day.
It's 9 o'clock, 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dial out. I was gonna ask you something very quickly, and I think I've asked you this before, and I
Go
apologize
ahead.
if you've answered it.
Go
You
ahead.
know, with the 1Prompt solutions, you said there's now more than six. Uh,
Yeah.
and I know I watched a couple of videos. Is there one video, Eugene, that basically says this is where you use this? This is a use case. So then because that's the one thing I've yet to do. I've need to understand them, how I can use them.
Yes, I will send you. So I will send you the info on the DMs right now, because I saw that you were kind of asking about that also. So I'll send you the DMs where you can find the info.
Thank you so much. Hey, have you had much uptake for 99 plays, or have you converted everything over to 1Prompt?
No, I did. I think I converted everything there, so it should be all good. Yeah. So the team did. So
All
that's
right,
good.
no worries, sounds good. All right, listen, thank you for everything. Always happy to chat, and yeah, I'll be looking forward to the DMs. Thanks,
Sure.
man.
Sure, man. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Take care.